Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Artlogic Connect 2024, and for our second session, which is a skills session. My name is John Duff. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Artlogic, and we're absolutely thrilled that you could join us. We are very excited to say that we've had over 3,000 registrations for Connect, and part of that was to make sure that we could create a space for the art world to come together, learn and grow. And specifically, that's one of the reasons why we put the skills session into the schedule, is that we can make sure that you get up close and personal with some of our experts on the team and learn a bit more about how Artlogic works and how it could maybe benefit your art business. For those of you who are new to Artlogic, we are a platform that's been transforming the art world for the last 30 years. We've been around since 1994. And we partnered during that time with over 5,000 art businesses. And today we're proud to say that we work with over 12,000 users worldwide. We empower galleries, artists, and collectors to streamline their operations, their sales, and their marketing into one platform so that the business of art becomes that little bit more efficient and helps you grow. As I said, today's skills session is Artlogic on the Go, top tools for sales teams. It'll introduce you to some essential features that help you close some deals and manage client interactions on the move. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes. We don't have a Q&A in this section. However, we do have a team of experts that are on hand. If you have any questions, please do get in touch with us via our website, or when we send out the on-demand emails, you can get in touch with us via a form from that email. And if you do need to step away, don't worry, the session is being recorded and we will send out the email and the recording at a later date. It's now my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Andy Thorburn, who will guide you through this exciting discussion. I've worked with Andy for over 2 years, and he is definitely an expert in all things to do with the Artlogic platform. So you're in very safe hands, and I'm going to pass it over to Andy so you can kick it off.
Great. Thank you so much, John. Welcome, everybody, and thanks so much for joining me for this session, Artlogic on the Go. Today, I'll walk you through how we've built Artlogic to kind of enhance your sales experience when you're working outside of the gallery. So imagine you're at an art fair or you bump into a collector at another gallery opening. These are valuable selling opportunities. And what I'm going to take you through today is what we've built to kind of ensure that you're ready to take those opportunities and seize them and convert them into those sales. All right, so to demonstrate, I'm going to log into Artlogic account. So this is our house gallery. This is our kind of gallery demo account. If you're not yet an Artlogic client, this will give you kind of a glimpse into how our gallery management platform works. While we also have artist and collector specific versions, today's session will focus mainly on the gallery management side. So let's dive into a bit of a kind of real world example, right? So suppose I have an event in another city. Let's say it's Liverpool, for argument's sake. So what I want to do before I go to that city is I want to check that I've got any contacts or any VIP collectors that I know that might be there that I can set up a meeting with. So what I'm going to do is quickly just run this advanced search here. I've already set this up, so to kind of make it a bit easier for us. And I've got collector and VIP selected. I've got the town, made sure that that's Liverpool, and I'm going to run that search quickly. So great news, I've got 2 VIP collectors in that city that I'm going to really soon. So, and actually I know that Kevin Fields is one of our really important collectors at the moment, and he's kind of been a little bit hot in terms of his purchasing at the moment. So, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check out on the right-hand side here. We've got a bit of details about him, and I can see he's got what he's interested in over here. And actually, he's interested in Sasha Porter. And that's fantastic news for us because we've actually got a couple of new pieces from Sasha. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out of this and send him an email to kind of set up a meeting. Drop him an email saying I'm going to be in Liverpool next week, for example, and you know, it'd be great to meet up about some new pieces from Sasha. Unfortunately, though, for me, he replies back to me. He's not going to be in Liverpool at that time, but what he is going to be in a couple of weeks is Art Basel Miami. That's fantastic because we're also going to be there, so I can kind of quickly shift gears and prepare for that meeting a little bit later. But actually, while I've got his contact record over here, what I want to make sure that I'm doing from this point is actually just going into that and checking that I have shared his contact details to the Artlogic app. Right, so what happens when we do that? So basically what this enables us to do is when we go back into the Artlogic app, which I'll take you through in a little bit, we can see all of his contact details and any notes that we might have shared to him. So what we do, like Artlogic only kind of shares the contacts that you do toggle this option on for. That's to kind of help you out with a bit of data protection there and to make sure that not every device has every single contact information in there as well. So I've selected this one. I'm pretty happy with that situation right now. So what I'm going to do quickly now is, talking about Art Basel, I'm going to go and set up a couple of private views. So just going to take a second to have some tea because my throat's getting a bit sore. I hope you like my mug. All right, so I'm going to jump into this private view section over here, and I'm going to go straight ahead and check out those private views that I've already published to the iPhone iPad app. I've got a bunch, obviously, that are already synced, but this is the one in particular that I'm looking at. It's called On Show. This is a collection of, the private view that has all the artworks that we are showing at Art Basel Miami this year. So you can see when I go into this and go into this edit section, I can make a bunch of edits over here. I can kind of see what settings, if I want to include any specific details on those. I can also play around with the appearance of it and how I want it to lay out. So I can add a header image, etc., change the font. I'm pretty happy with how this looks for now. It's quite simple, but I'm pretty happy with it right now. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that I do actually have that sync to the app toggle switched on, which I do, which is great. And then while I'm there, if I wanted to, I could also add a custom grid image. So basically how this particular private view is going to show in the app. All right, I'm pretty happy with how that looks right now. So I'm just going to save that and I will close that tab. And just to make sure that I am fully set up for the fair, I'm going to go to this app section of my gallery management platform. So in this app section, you can see if you've not downloaded the app yet, there's a little QR code that will take you directly to the App Store, but it'll also a couple of details on how to get started using the Artlogic app. Now over here, you can see there's a private view section, so I can manage all the private views that are synced to the app. I can also take a look at those collections and any contacts that I've already synced to the app as well. I'm going to jump into those collections because I just want to take a look at exactly what collections we've got. Now, collections are essentially a collection of different private views that we can kind of set up. And for the purposes of this, those collections that are synced to the app. You'll see these two collections over here. These are automatic collections. So basically, these are collections that the Artlogic platform will automatically create for you. So you can access them really easily. If you want to change those settings, like exclude specific artists, you can dive into each of those over there. But I do have this Art Basel Miami Beach collection set up over here already for us. So I'm going to dive into that and just make sure that I'm happy with exactly what I have got set up. So I just took you through the on-show private view that we've got that you can see is already part of this collection. But what I've also done is I've set up two different private views, one for each of the artists that we've got at the show. So whilst we've only got a few pieces going to the show, we will be taking, I do have a few other works of each of these artists in our inventory. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how that sets up and how this collection sets up. So what I'm going to do now is actually jump across to the app. Just bear with me while I do that, because, all right. So this is the Artlogic app. So obviously, as you kind of go into that for the first time, you'll be walked through it. But right now, what you can do is you can see all your private views or your collections. Now, those are the collections that you can see that I kind of had synced to the app, and you'll see the on-show one there. And we've also got those two artist private views ready set up for that. Let's click onto that sort of on-show private view now. And you'll see that there's only a few of the artworks from Sasha, but none from the other artist. That's because I've got these visibility permissions set. Now, you can see that I don't have reserved or sold toggled on. So when I do that, the other artworks do appear. We've also got a couple of different options there, but safe mode is really important if you just really want to quickly hide all sensitive information from your private views. You can just toggle that on. Right, now, as agreed, our collector Kevin has decided to come up to the stand and he wants to talk about the Sasha Porter artworks. So I go into my Slash Reports, a private view, and I start talking to him through the artworks. Now you can see I've already got this really beautiful presentation. I can go into any of the details that I've included in there and kind of flick through each of the artworks as I'm talking about them, and kind of piquing his interest and giving him the details of each of those. We have a fantastic conversation at the stand. He decides that he wants me to send a couple more. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jump in select mode. I'm going to select 2 of the pieces that he has already kind of shown interest in and hit the share button. You can see that I can share to any other apps like iMessage or WhatsApp, or if you're in the Asian market, WeChats as well, which can kind of really help you to meet your buyers where they are and where they kind of like to live. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to go and send an offer email, and which will kind of give you this toggle box and give you a few options. I can pull some of the default subject lines. I can then go and find my contacts that I've synced to the app, and there's Kevin Fields right there. And I can go and select him and pull in his details. There's then another section called sales pipeline. So if you're a sales pipeline user or you've got sales professional or export plans, you can sync this offer directly to Artlogic and into your database account as well. You can add a couple of tags as well, as however you want to tag that offer email and add any additional contact information. You've then got a few other options of how you want the offer email to appear. You can change the currency. Obviously, we know that Kevin's based in Liverpool, so we'll change that to pound sterling. And then we will click on the preview to make sure that we can see and we're happy with how the email is going to look. When I then click send, it opens up my sort of default email client on my device, and that's where I can start making a couple of edits and changes. I can change the subject line here, add a couple of details, and also add a bit of body copy to that text as well. And when I'm happy with how the email looks and how I want to send, I can just hit send button, and there we go. The offer has been sent. Now, what you can do from the app is you can't access all the sort of offer details. What you can do is check the status of those by going into the offer section. And you can see I've got a few offers there. Seems like Kevin's been really, really busy. All right, so that's pretty much it. What I've shown you there is that before Kevin's even had the chance to walk away from our stand and get to the next stand at the fair, he's already received that offer email, because it just took me a couple of seconds to create, selecting the right artworks, adding the details that I wanted, and sending any particular information. So what I'm going to do now is jump out of the app and kind of, after having a pretty successful day at the fair, I'm going to change course and go back to the hotel room, and I'm going to have a look at what's been happening with those offer emails. So let me jump back into my Artlogic account, and we'll go back to the home now. So what we've got here as well, we've got the sales pipeline section. So if I click through to that, so this is if you've got sales professional, sales experts modules, or if you have the sales pipeline add-on from previous plans. So what you can see when I click through that is we've got a really detailed view of all of the kind of offers that we've had open at the moment, or at least in the past few weeks and months. If I've just clicked on the wrong thing. Just give me a second to get back to that sales pipeline. If I then go to kind of all the open offers, we should have our offer from that I just sent to Kevin. So that's be a pretty seamless sync across. So as soon as I kind of get back to any device, any kind of laptop or desktop device, and want to access the whole sort of Artlogic platform, I can go straight into these details and see exactly what we've got available to us. So on the right hand side, you can see there's a couple of sort of light details over here, when the offer was made, when I've kind of set the follow-up dates for what the sort of general value is of that offer, and obviously who was involved and any tags. If I dive into that for a bit more detail, what I can do then is, as I kind of get information back from Kevin about this, or, maybe meet him at the next event later that night, and he's, expressed his interest, I can then change that, those kind of parts, where exactly he is in the pipeline for those pieces over there. And obviously then I can also, once I've created and sent that invoice across to him, you'll kind of see that here, or any notes that I've got here. So I can add some notes about the fact that I saw him at the fair, that I'm expecting to see him again whilst we were both in Miami at that time. I can also upload any particular documents or add any more tags, etc. from that. All right, so that pretty much wraps up this kind of session. Pretty quick, I know, but hopefully I've given you a really kind of good overview of how you can set yourself up for success when you're away from the gallery, and also kind of showcase your artworks and beautiful presentations from your device and obviously strike while the iron is hot, while the collector's excited about those artworks before they even got to the next stand, by sending those offer emails and then tracking them in Artlogic via the sales pipeline. So thank you very much for joining the session. I'll hand over back to John to send you all. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Andy. Again, if you are interested to learn more about how Artlogic can help your gallery or your studio, please do get in touch with us. We'll be more than happy to give you an extended demo so we can take you through all the different sales features. I know today was a short session. Andy did a great job of diving in and diving out, but we can give you a very detailed if you've got specific workflows that we need to help you meet. Please do join us for our next session in 30 minutes. It's on collaborative futures, so strengthening ties between galleries and museums. We'll explore what museums prioritize when purchasing artworks and how galleries can effectively position themselves to support museums and their needs. Once again, thank you so much to Andy for taking everybody through. Thank you for joining. We'd love to see you in some more sessions. Thank you very much.